Well, here we are. Many of you don't know we're recording this on a Friday as we prepare to have our final day at camp, and we wanted to share some reflections of camp with you. We want to give you an opportunity to see kind of the inner workings of what camp is, where we're at camp, some of the things that we do at camp. And there's going to be students, there's going to be cooks, there's going to be small group leaders, there's going to be small groups as a whole that are going to share with you their experience, the experiences that you help provide through scholarships, through your tithes and offerings, through your prayer support, through many different numbers of ways that you have been an asset to this group. Whether you're in Crowley, Texas, Tulsa, Oklahoma, or anywhere in between and beyond. These kids have grown this week spiritually. These kids have grown this week emotionally. They have learned to join with another group of people that they didn't meet until Monday when it was time to be here, and bonded as a family within 24 hours. It's just been an incredible week to see the growth, the maturity, and to see how they've experienced God this week. So I hope you enjoy this video.
I'm Connor Retzloff, and I'm going into the 10th grade, and I'm with Infused, First Baptist Church in Crowley.
I'm Mallory. I'm going into my junior year. I'm also with FBC Crowley.
So there's a lot that goes into camp prep, and I saw you guys up doing a lot of that. Talk to us a little bit about what was involved in the camp prep and building the standard and what all that you guys did.
So this year's theme was about games, and we decided as a youth to do life as our main theme. And the standard is something we use in Tabernacle to locate our seats for our church. So we are inspired by the spinner for life, which has 10 different colors around it, and then different numbers. So we made a big foam circle the size of a table at the youth, and then we painted in each side, or I guess 10th of the circle. And it was just a process of finding what worked and what made it spin and what made it look good and what didn't, pretty much.
Yep. And of course we had to add some lights on it.
The nice LED lights. A lot of other prep stuff was getting the boys and girls cabin materials ready, like soaps, shampoos, any other personal health needs, which was like a Jenga game to fit into the boxes. A lot of the other stuff, which she mainly did, was putting the bags and their bottles and their shirts all together. So if you want to talk about that.
So what we do at FBC Crowley is we get together swag bags. It includes 2 t-shirts, which is your team color and your 5K t-shirt. Some form of lanyard, notebook, and pen. And we also are given pins to start with for pin trading. Pin trading is a really big thing here at Falls Creek.
I'm Aaron Summers, pastor of First Baptist Crowley, and
I'm Cameron Whaley, pastor at Aspen Park Baptist Church.
And as the senior pastors of both, we really didn't know each other coming into this. I think we kind of followed each other a little bit but we didn't know each other. But we partnered together in our cabin this year to pull that together. And so camp for me is just it's just a great experience. And I know a 7th grader says that every year. Oh, it's just a great time. Right. But for me, it's such a good spiritual moment. Some of them are starting off their journey with Christ here at this camp. Some of them are letting this be kind of a checkpoint in their life, kind of like a navigation map, and they check in at camp and do that. And others just use it as a launching pad for various ministries and things. So I love that.
And regardless of where that person is spiritually in their walk with the Lord, camp just provides that opportunity for them to learn more, for them to be disciples. Some of them just to experience faith. What is that like? And they're surrounded by others that are going through the same journey, and just they learn a lot through that.
So, if we're being really authentic here, joining in with another church is always has a little bit of anxiety.
Sure,
about that.
yeah. You questions, you don't know what to expect.
You don't know what to expect, and okay, how are they going to do it? I know what I might do. How are they going to do
Right.
that? So maybe share a couple of thoughts
Well,
about that. Have we alleviated your fears?
Right. Well, as we both talked before we got here, we both stalked each other a little bit,
Just a little bit, yeah.
So we kind of knew what to expect, at least in terms of personalities. But I'll say from Aspen Park's side that FBC Crowley has just been more than inviting and accepting and including, and our kids almost immediately said, "Man, I'm really glad. I want to do some more things with this church, and we want to know this church better." So,
yep. Well, and we'd love to have you guys with us again next year. I think I saw them bonding on Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys showed up, and we brought everybody in, and it didn't take long. I mean, we kind of forced it into the unity with
and it was
the color
planned.
group.
Sure, and that was planned. And as you and Keith and our staff had conversations, we knew that we wanted to make sure that was our intention. That we were immediately including everybody together. And like you said, forcing it, but really planting the seed so it would grow naturally. Yeah. And I think that we've seen that happen.
Absolutely. I've seen just a gelling together throughout this week. Every day is more and more.
Right.
And I've seen the little pockets of people that are friends prior to coming, either kind of adjust themselves or open up a little bit and bring another one in of like mind and stuff. And
But isn't this a great example of the Church of God? I mean, we are individual congregations, but we are part of a greater, bigger C capital church.
Absolutely.
And we've seen the kids get to experience that on a real level.
I'm Nancy Olson, and I'm the grocery shopper for the group here at Falls Creek, where we do the cooking for the kids. We have Francie Bowers, Renee Shackley, and Kathy Goodwin.
And I would just like to say what a nice group of kids we have. All polite, all thankful, and we enjoy them as well.
This is our opportunity to get to know the kids a little bit, because most of the time in church we don't get to know them, and they have been a delight. And again, they have been the most polite group. I've never heard so many thank you ma'ams in my life.
The kids are wonderful. It's so refreshing to hear a thank you, or so much, you did so much for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Every time they come through the line. And these ladies are fantastic. They put up with my spilling, my breaking, my snoring, and all kinds of stuff. And it's just been so much fun. And I'm a new member at church, and this has been really a nice thing to be able to do.
We thank you very much, and we are getting older, and considering we've done this for a number of years now, but we're going to need to train some people. And if you're interested in learning a little bit more about what we do while we're here, there are 14 meals, and we pretty much cook everything from scratch. So if you're interested in thinking about it, let us know.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Mozlakovich from Aspen Park, and I am Sean's wife.
Hi, I'm Sean Mozlakovich, and I'm the worship pastor at Aspen Park.
Hi, I'm Shannon Whaley. I am pastor's wife at Aspen Park Baptist Church.
Hi, I'm Mary Beth Purdon. This is London Purdon, and we go to Aspen Park.
I'm Jade Purdon. I'm the husband of Mary Beth.
And dad of one.
And the dad.
So, I would just like to say what an awesome privilege it was to be with your church family this week. We enjoyed being, with our kids too, but with your church family this week, and being able to collaborate and have our kids meet some new kids. And it was just a blessed week full of friendship making, and it was so awesome to watch our kids make friends and new friends, and it was just a good time of learning.
Yeah, I was really anxious going into this. I almost didn't come because of different obligations and having to be at work, but the Lord worked it out. And I'm really thankful that we got together with this family at FBC Crowley this week, and we really all have clicked as a family, and they just welcomed us in so graciously, and all of your leaders are so great. I keep telling Keith, I love his heart. He's such a great guy. It's just been such a great opportunity to come and really feel like we're family, brothers and sisters in Christ, and really have this time to lean on each other and encourage the students, and just be able to be in a really great place, loving God and worshiping Him together in the best way.
I've been so thankful to feel refreshed and renewed by the Lord's presence since we've been here. I know a lot of the students have got to experience that too, but I'm thankful that as sponsors, I could definitely feel the prayers that we've been having from our church family and from FBC Crowley as we're here pouring into these students and each other. It's been really refreshing, and the worship has just been so great. I love our worship team this week, Rivers. They've done just a fantastic job, honestly giving me motivation and encouragement on how I could do better as well. And it's just been a really great week. I've been really encouraged by, like Shannon said, our students have just easily meshed together and become one. I think we kind of set that precedent from day one. We're Cabin 312. Even though we're two different churches, we're brothers and sisters in Christ, and our kids have been just fantastic. It's been a really, really great week, even though it's been incredibly hot. Our students have really, they've talked about it, but it's not like it's been the only thing we talk about.
They're still going out and doing all sorts of breakouts, going to the other side of Falls Creek, and they're so excited about it.
We've had kids involved in so many different things. Several went to Daybreak on day one, or I guess it's Tuesday. It's the first morning. And they've just consistently been involved in doing things and genuinely seeking after the Father and how they can grow closer to Him this week.
Yeah, I've loved getting to know the students from FBC Crawley and seeing them mesh with our students, and I'm hoping we create some friendships that will last beyond camp, and hopefully we'll get to meet up and pair up and do more things in the future. We've just loved the experience, and I was nervous bringing a baby around so many students, but they've been wonderful, and just love her. Just like
became the cabin mascot.
Yeah, she's a part of their family. So I've loved this experience. Yeah. I thought it was gonna be stressful, and it's been peaceful and fun and perfect.
I was really nervous to come into this, just awkward and introverted. And I was like, a whole nother church I gotta try and talk to. But I feel like I'm hung out with them more. I'll be destroying them in ping pong. Now they're nervous to go after me in jungle pong. So yeah,
you just gotta say, Jesus loves you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is for Jesus.
Yes.
Well, I think we've been really blessed. All of us were with our group last year, and I was really excited that we got to bring all of our same sponsors.
Yep.
And I just want to say thank you for their leadership. They've been just rock stars. And who's not on camera at the moment is our pastor, and he's also been a rock star. We're really thankful for him being here and getting to pour in our students. Both pastors that we have here this week, which is really a blessing. A lot of churches don't necessarily get that for the whole week. And our students have had to...
And they want to be here.
Yeah.
That's so cool to me, because it seems that there are some other leaders that are like, okay, you guys go do that. Yeah. But I love that they love to pour into the kids. They love to pour into the leadership here, and really just breathe life into us and encourage us in every single way possible.
Yeah, I agree. Also, our pastor this week has been wonderful. I've loved. We've been in Luke 15, and we've been in Luke 15 all week, and he's just brought the word every day and right from the word, and that's so refreshing to me. Sometimes we think teenagers need gimmicks, and really they need to be in the word just as much as we do. And so they have been learning about the parables in Luke 15, and just I've just been very pleased with that aspect of Tabernacle as well, and it's been a good lessons for our kiddos.
My name is Paul Wright. I'm from adult sponsor from First Baptist Church Crowley. I guess I'm supposed to be a responsible adult sponsor, so I'll go with that. Falls Creek is a good experience. I was thinking about the camp pastor last night. Really got me thinking on one of his sharing on the prodigal son, and I like the way he made me think about outside the box, shall we say, that doing a what if, but what if the older son had been more compassionate? I'd never thought about that, and it hit home to me too that the motivation for both of them was for both sons. Their motivation was from selfishness and not from love of their father, and that really is sad to me. I've got a good over a few of the teenagers, specifically pretty much the high schoolers. I'm enjoying talking with these young men, getting their feedback. That they're starting to come out and ask good questions, and we started digging a little bit deeper than just the superficial issues, and I've enjoyed that too. So, and I'm hoping that I'm praying too that God has helped to use me to hopefully plant seeds in their hearts that they can grow in their faith in Christ.
My name is Joanna Warren, and obviously I'm with First Baptist Crowley, and this year I had the pleasure of being the small group leader for the 7th and 8th grade girls, I believe, the youngest group of girls that we have. And it was very interesting. It always is when you have the youngest group, because they either talk a lot or they don't talk very much, and this group that I had was kind of in the middle. We had a couple campers that have never been to church camp with us, but the first night was a little, awkward. But after that, they really opened up, and I saw their personalities come out, and they're all very passionate about being intentional about making time with God daily rather than just finding the time to fit it in. And it's been really touching to watch them encourage each other, not only in small group but outside during free time. During, just for instance, when yesterday we were on the ropes course, and it was very high, a tower, and I wouldn't go up it myself. Granted, it's all safe and they're all harnessed up and everything, but I watched some girls face some really tough fears, and they encouraged each other, and they may not have I don't know how to say that, so we'll just edit that out. And it's been a really great week with these young ladies.
My name is Jennifer Cobble, and I go to FBC Crowley. And this year I was a small group leader for the 10th and 11th grade girls. And I have been blessed to be the small group leader for this mostly same group of girls for the last 3 years. I've just been able to stay with them and move up with them as their leader, which has been really great. And so it's great for me to see a core group of girls that I've gotten to watch progress in their life with Christ and in their walk with Christ, take in new people, because we got to have Evie from Aspen Park in our group, and that was great. And then we had another girl come join us for the first time who was friends with some of the other girls in the group but had never gone to camp with us before. And very awkward, trying to mix the first night, but not anymore. And it's been really great to see everyone come together and be friends and be willing to talk in front of people that they don't know, be willing to step up and answer questions, because we've had a lot of really great questions in our small group time, and people not being afraid to ask the hard questions and not being embarrassed to, and then watching my girls step forward and try and answer some of those questions and give experiences from their lives. And that's been really great. It's been really fun to see the cohesion of both of the churches, the love that people, adult sponsors and youth, have for each other. The just combination has been really great, and we've had a really fun time. It's always fun with the older ones to see them progress from, I'm going to camp because I want to go swim in the lake, or I want to go here, I want to go there, to seeing them say, well, I'm going to spend part of my free time going to find one of the prayer gardens and to pray for a while. I'm going to go to Missions Village because I want to learn about missions, because now I'm thinking about maybe I'd like to do a mission trip, and wanting to progress beyond the surface of Christian life, and that's always really fun to see.
My name is Ethan Cobble. I am the co-small group leader with Ethan Metz for the 8th and 9th grade boys. This is my first year at Falls Creek as a counselor, first time coming back for about 4 years, and it was a bit of a switch for me, because it used to be that camp was always for me. It was directed at me, and this is my first year where I wasn't a camper and it was directed at them, and my role was to help to guide them, help answer their questions, help lead them to hopefully having a more sure walk with Christ. And it was just a complete privilege on my part to be able to do that. We had a great group of young guys, made some great discussions, really delved into the Word and a few topics like the power of prayer, or the role of faith versus deeds in terms of our walk with Christ. Some really good stuff, and it was very touching in a way that was different from where I was as a camper, being able to see these guys learn and grow. And we did have one salvation in the small group on, I think, day 3, which was amazing to see. So yeah, it was new, it was different, unexpected, and it was so enjoyable and such a privilege.
Like the other Ethan said, I'm Ethan Metz, and we got to take this kind of mixed group of 8th graders and 9th graders, about half from Aspen Park, about half from FBC Crowley, and really see them mesh together really, really quickly. Kind of just hanging out, going out into the camp, pin trading, doing all these things that were kind of really meshing really quickly. And just having, like you said, these discussions of these important things of our faith, as these are some of their first and second years at camp, that are just things that you hear but you don't always get taught or you don't get talked about. Getting these questions answered and being able to really expand with them, and watching them to see them start this journey here at Falls Creek, but also really starting their high school journeys. And there's a lot of changes and a lot of things happening in their lives. And we're just trying to really get them on a good foundation so that they can continue through that with this journey that they're going through with their families back home, but also just this journey with Christ that so many of them are realizing for some of the first times, and really taking serious and deciding on how to take that more serious and what the next steps are. And so, like you said, it's been a privilege for both of us to bounce off of each other and really try to help them and come and support them as they're realizing this with their lives.
Hello, I'm Corey Hunzecker.
I'm Joshua Bullock.
I'm Jamie Wynn.
I'm Emma Whaley.
And I'm Annabelle Reese.
Okay, I've been coming since I was very little, so I've always got to see like the graduates kind of be set apart from everybody. I mean, in the morning, you go to Next Chapter, you learn about like what your experience as a college student is going to look like and how that involves in Christian community, and what God will do through the next chapter of your life. And I think that it was really cool to get to be in their shoes this time, like sitting in the MEC and getting to hear about what it's going to be like to go through things that you've never had to go through before, not have your parents with you all the time, having to deal with your own budgeting, your own time management, what classes are going to look like. It's been fun to get to be that senior, be that graduate, and see what happens.
As a first timer, I came here with no expectations. I was never part of any religious organization, really. And being part of Falls Creek, I got to meet a lot of different people with different perspectives, and also just being able to disconnect from my phone for a while really gave me an opportunity to just be in tune with, everyone around me, and, it was a good time.
I went into this week sort of ambivalent about my faith. I didn't really think that much was... I felt this week was going to be more of a jumping off point to decide from where at that point to go. Though it's been a really... I'm trying to figure out how to... I did make the decision Tuesday to commit to Christianity, and I felt very happy since then.
Falls Creek is one of those places that you get called to, whether that be from a person who's trying to drag you along with them to show you something, or you get called back as a Christian. For me, I fall into both of those categories. My first year, I came to Falls Creek not really having a direction, rather just coming to have fun, and it turned out to be one of the best experiences of my life and completely transformed my life forever. This year, I was called back to Falls Creek, and what I understood to be, I have a lot of work to do from an evangelistic standpoint. I haven't been doing the best with my spiritual journey, and being here at Falls Creek really revitalized a lot of stuff in me. There are the experiences here are unparalleled to anything I've ever experienced before, and it's just a great place.
Excellent.
Hi, I'm Ashton. I'm from FBC Crowley.
I'm Evan from FBC Crowley.
I'm Corey from FBC Crowley.
I'm Connor from FBC
Crowley. I'm Mallory from FBC Crowley.
I'm Madison from FBC Crowley.
And we're on the decision team.
Because we're cool.
Yo, that's a wrap. That's a cut.
Okay, I'll start. So pretty much my experience with Decision Team, I've helped about 5 or 6 people this week come to Christ, which has been amazing. I somehow haven't gotten a recommitment. I've always gotten people that are wanting to give their life to Christ this week, which has been amazing. I've loved helping people. And honestly, it's been such a life-changing experience for me and helped me to realize that I love sharing the gospel with people, and it's something that I'm thinking about doing full-time. So hopefully we can get that started, but Decision Team's been definitely the best thing about this week.
I got the opportunity to help 3 excellent young ladies recommit to Christ. I think something that I learned while on Decision Team is that it's definitely hard at first and you're not going to be perfect at it, but practice always makes perfect.
I helped 2 people this week. 1 boy to come to Christ and 1 to commit his life to the ministry. And it was just an amazing experience for me, seeing how their life is impacted and how I can impact them. And a very eye-opening for the one who surrendered his life to the ministry.
Mm-hmm.
I had a really good experience with one young man. He decided to dedicate his whole life to Christ and pursue a ministry through mission trips in the mainland United States.
Being on Decision Team was very important to me, and it's my 2nd year. Last year I was surprised whenever I was driving down to help the cooks on those. Like, hey, you're gonna be on decision team. We're like, oh, cool. So then last year, it was a bit of a struggle with me, so I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. But I mean, God helped me. God trudged me along, and I feel like I've gotten a lot better at it. And this year, I got to help my buddy Josh, talking through a lot of things. And so it was a very powerful moment for me to be able to help one of my friends.
Yeah. Okay, so I got to be on decision team this year. It was really exciting. I was really nervous at first, honestly, because I was never really good at talking to people about Christ. But doing this has made me like realize it's not like as hard as I thought it would be. You really just like you're just like in the moment, and it really feels right to tell them. I had this one little girl. She was 9. She was really sweet. She went through some traumatic experiences, and I was able to relate with her, and we talked about it, and we were able to get the help she needed. And she came to Christ, and she got saved, and it was so amazing to see that like even little kids can know Christ and be saved, and it was just a great experience.
Amen.
Best part of my week.
Facts, you become like best friends with the people that
I
you meet
know.
and talk to. It's so awesome.
I'm Elijah Grisham.
Oh, I'm Elijah Whaley.
I'm Justine Grisham.
I'm Evie Whaley.
I'm Owen Mosley.
I'm Ashton.
Tell us a little bit about your experience this week.
Prayer garden.
What'd you think about going with a different church, with another church?
It was amazing. Yeah, I know, it was so much fun.
Really good.
Yes, we were super nervous at first.
Yes,
like
we were.
really nervous to meet the new church. Like we drove up and we saw them and we were all like, hey, like hi, like scared. And then like lifelong friends now. It's great.
Yeah,
I'm very excited. I feel like we clicked
instantly.
I feel like all of them are just very talkable. Like it's like a bigger version of us.
Yes.
Yeah. Like there's a lot more of them, but we're like the same. So, yeah.
Worship was really good.
If you couldn't tell, we lost our voices.
Yes,
lots
we
of
did.
screaming. Lots of screaming.
But they did some really great songs. And
Yeah,
they taught
no,
us
we
some great
loved.
songs.
We
So
loved
I
it.
really
It was
loved
great. I feel like Falls Creek in general is just an amazing place to connect with everyone and anyone.
It's true.
Agreed. What? Today we went to find a secret pin, and I think that's the most fun I've had this week is hanging out with my brother and Justine and some of the other kids from the other church. I think I had the best time today than I did like the rest of the week because we went to prayer garden.
We went to actually 2 prayer gardens.
We went to 2 prayer gardens actually.
But
and
it was just fun, like running around and like
even
having
though
a fun time with each other.
Yeah, even though it was really, really hot. We
It
were
was hot.
sweating. We got a picture, and like all of our faces are like tomato red, like so red, because we were all so sweaty.
Yes.
But it was so much fun. I had so much fun today. Even though it was sweaty, we all had the best time in our entire
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
What is something that maybe God showed you this week? How did God show up in your life this week? Or in the group?
I feel like it's a break from the real world where no one can tell you wrong and you can just live in Christ and you're really close to Him here. And I am not ready to go back to the real world. This is an amazing place.
It is.
Yeah, because everyone here agrees with you. Like, I think it's great because we all believe in God and it's amazing because we have that similarity.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A few days ago, I was talking to one of my counselors, and I was talking about baptism. And what kind of got me started on it was I watched the video on the first, there was a video of like the first girl, and she said, "Don't wait if you know what you're like talking about. Like if you know, like you want it, go for it. Don't be scared." And so I wanted to get baptized, and so did Elijah. So we're super excited. So we'll probably get baptized at our church, but we just have to go through that process, and I'm super excited.
It really hit me. It really hit me this morning during small time. I think not small time, like quiet time, for sure. But I was thinking about it throughout the whole week, and today I decided, I want to be baptized. It's my next step into building a relationship with Jesus, with God.
Super cool. Yeah. What about you, Mom?
What I love about Falls Creek is that all of my everyday distractions are gone. It just feels one-on-one with God. It's so peaceful, like prayer garden. I can spend all day up there just praying and talking. It's my favorite part.
Good.
Just go.
Just go.
It's life-changing, and what I say, it's a great way to start your journey with God, because you're just surrounded by people who understand what they're talking about, which is great. Like, if you're wanting to get closer with God, yes. I think that you should come. It is so fun, and you learn about God through so many things. Yeah. Through playing games, we're learning about God. Through, swimming, there's something that has to do with God, and I think it's great that everything here has to do with God, and it's amazing.
I agree.
I think that even if you're shy and you don't like getting to know people, you can still get out there. Because Ashton, the beginning of this week, he would hardly talk in front of our own church, but he's grown to talk more. In fact, he's asked to pray in our small group. And I think
I feel like I should know.
I think it's a huge growth moment.
Because he's not in your group.
But yeah, I agree with the same thing, when I first came to Falls Creek, there's a lot of nervous. You're like, how's it gonna go? You've never been. But once I connected with these people, I felt like it was easy to ask questions or, just open up you to yourself. So I totally agree. You have so much fun activities here at camp, and it's so much fun. So I would definitely come.
My name is Cheyenne.
My name is Blake.
My name's Avery.
My name's Izzy.
My name's Lucas.
And my name's Jaden.
My name is Malia.
This week was by far one of the best weeks I've had this summer. I really enjoyed the community that they've created from it, and generally just the atmosphere that it created from this camp. And you can definitely tell that there are a ton of different Christians here to spread the word and here to just be a massive family. And the services were just phenomenal. They were fantastic.
I think it's definitely a positive environment to be in versus other experiences personally that I've had. It's just a more positive environment, and it showed me that you can have a positive church environment to be in.
I love the service, and the service was amazing. It was one of my favorites out of entire life, probably. I loved the people.
I love the amount of stuff that you can do, and that you can get a lot out of it if you really wanted to, and that gives you a lot of flexibility. And I like that it's church in a less serious setting, which doesn't make it I don't know how to say it.
It gives it a less mature setting so that you can.
It's more comfortable.
Yeah.
and you feel more
at home.
Yeah. And like, wait, what was the original question?
Sherry, what your experiences were, what you liked about it?
I liked that if you had questions, there was always a place for them to be answered. There was always someone to go to here. Like, you're never alone here. And it's just a fun thing overall. I don't know.
I just have to say that Falls Creek is a very magical, incredible place. The end of the second night being here, that was when I made my decision to seek salvation, and I feel like anywhere else in the world I wouldn't have done it. I will say this week has been and probably will be for the rest of my life the best week of my life.
And the place itself is so beautiful, and the landscape is amazing, and it just allows for so much peace of mind. Just thinking things through, just understanding yourself and your connections. And I love the breakouts. The breakouts are where you should be looking.
Falls Creek definitely offers you just like, I feel like if you're on the edge, it kind of offers you a help off that edge of just like, I want to devote my life to Christ, and it definitely like, it brings you closer to God, and it brings you closer to people who are close to God, so you have that pathway if you need it. And I think just being surrounded by people who love God, and if you're like trying to make that decision, just like, you know, it definitely helps you.
There's a variety of people and a variety of activities. It's a very godly environment. Like she said, if you're on the edge, then you definitely know where you want to be after this church, after this camp. It's just, I have no complaints.
Are you coming next year?
Yes.
Totally. Yeah.
Would you encourage others to come next year?
Yeah, most certainly. I'm going to be telling everyone about it. And one last thing I would like to say is that it feels like a neighborhood. There is this street right here, and there's a bunch of people who are right on it. You see people playing there, you see a bunch of stuff, and it just feels like we're all in one huge neighborhood. It really feels like
a home.
Yeah, it feels less like a camp and more like a town.
It feels less stressful.
Yeah, it's definitely a great escape from the pressures, and
it's also so secluded from society up here on the mountain.
It's a really good escape.
I personally
from
like not having our phones because I feel like I've made more connections with people like in real life than I ever do through your phone. And I think it's important to just take a step back from our like cell phones and our devices and actually look face to face and talk to one another, and whether if it's just like a hi, hello, how you doing, and you know, just like connect with each other on a deeper level and connect with God on a deeper level than you would do if you had your phone.
Like a phone can be like your escape, but then
it's hard to conversate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then this environment, it forces you in like a positive way, because like 9 times out of 10, like if you're like alone, well, it's like one thing if you're like alone by choice, like if you like are choosing to sit like away from other people and like everything, but like if you're sitting near people, like you kind of like get pulled in, and like if you're just sitting on your phone eating or something like that, then you're not going to.
Yeah, it's like we have that bucket of games in there, and you aren't, if you have your phone with you, there's like, oh yeah, let's play this game on our phone, but like the fact that we don't have those phones, that form of entertainment, forces
you to entertain together.
Or be creative in some form.
It forces us to work together to
Fun.
have fun.
Yeah,
oh my
God. I never thought I would be so into a game that all you have to do is like roll dice.
Right.
But we're like always screaming over there, and it's just like I love the interactions I've had with people, small or big. I think like they were all extremely meaningful, whether they were in my cabin or outside. Like everybody's around it, everybody's like high-fiving each other, and like it's the environment here is so freaky.
Well,
it's just everyone's so just nice. It's like a family, seriously. Like it really is. In the cabin, outside the cabin, just everyone in general at Falls Creek is so very loving, very open with you, very honest with you, and I think it's just a really nice environment. I love the interactions I've had. I hope that when we do get back to Crowley, that we keep our interactions with one another, whether it's just like, I think every interaction I had here was very impactful.
It helped me work on my sleep schedule. I have
4 a.m.
I have the worst sleep schedule of the world because in the summer, if my mom is working, I'll be asleep at 12. Besides that, I'll be up until like 2 and then I'll go to sleep. But here, and I've been diagnosed with insomnia, but like realizing it and doing things at the camp, having to be active, I realize it is just that I have too much energy and I don't get enough of it out.
Be active, but it's like, what would we be doing at home? Sleeping.
I feel
Or working.
very productive.
Yeah,
here.
I do feel it's a productive environment, and you also get to make friends and memories and just like along the way. And I do like the opportunities to be alone, like quiet time, or just like be alone with a friend or something, and go to a prayer garden and just like, be, whether that's being alone with yourself or being alone with God or being alone with whoever. You have those opportunities. I think it's just like such a diverse like opportunity at Falls Creek.
Yeah, like I felt more like more happy, like not like on technology happy, but like out in nature happy.
There's
like
a
an
couple
actual
different
happy, and like even though I was exhausted 95% of the time,
yeah,
I did have a lot of fun, and I did have a lot of fun pin trading with him.
Pin trading.
Pin trading with an E.
I'm kind of new to our church, and I feel like this experience allowed me to bond with the rest of the church and push me into the church, because I was brought in by somebody else, and here I am now, because I'm very much not a social person.
Yeah.
I would not have been that person who would be like, oh, hi, how are you today? So it's great to be able to bond with everyone here.
I do appreciate also like the adults, not just like the bonds you got to make with each other, like us, but like the adults as well. Just like having positive adult figures to be around, and just like, again, go around, hi, how are you doing today? Or just like, listening to you or Keith or whoever, it's very influential, and I do think that you guys make a difference in our lives, and I'm just glad that, like, again, I have a positive adult figures to look up, like positive adult, like,
They're so awesome. I feel like this camp would be a lot different without the adults that were here this year.
Yeah, they're.
And I know that everyone here is so.
I think to add on to that, it would be a whole different story even if you remove the staff members in general.
Staff members were
Staff was such a impact towards everyone, because like they weren't just there to make sure that everyone wasn't dying or anything like that. They were actually trying to create at least some kind of conversational bond with everyone at some point or another. And it was just fun, like during off days, and just like going up and talking, or going to like the mission area and talking about what kind of missions they do, and generally being interested in actually talking to them.
And the people here, like the staff, that's what I really like the staff. They're not here like because like this is their job, and like because they don't get paid a whole lot for this. They're here because they want to be here.
Yeah, they came here with
they
a
want to make a
choice.
difference.
They make it a good environment before anyone else gets here, before anyone else wakes up.
The staff, the fact that they're like engaged in like the pin trading, they get their own like staff pins, and so everyone's engaged with the staff. I feel like the staff had just about as much fun as we did.
Yeah.
It's so awesome, and
the adults too.
Right, something tragic happened this week, but we're making it through.
Well, there you have it. That was our week. I hope it gave you some insight as to what happens. I hope it gave you some insight as to the things I talked about in the opener, the growth that you see, the maturity that is gained, just the knowledge and wisdom that they can gain in one short week. I hope that we've been able to portray that. I hope you understand that we couldn't do this without you. I hope that you'll continue to pray for these students, for the adults that have been here, that have experienced God in a special way this week. And I hope to see you again on Sunday. If you'd like to be involved in this ministry and you don't know how, shoot me a text, shoot me an email. My number is all over the world. My email is everywhere. We can get you involved. We can get you involved in the lives of students to make an eternal impact and forever change. Love you guys.